Good evening, Internet. Shroom here, playing Standard tonight. My love of Dinrova Horror is well documented on this channel. That's why when a certain card was printed in the most recent Lorwyn set, it was pretty inevitable that I would brew a deck around it. And that's what we're playing tonight. Let's take a look at Deceitful Control. So, the card I'm referring to, of course, is Deceit, the 6-mana 5/5 elemental incarnation. You can evoke it for either 2 blue or 2 black. That means that you play it, it does a thing, and then it goes to the graveyard. For 2 blue, if you pay that, evoke it that way, you bounce a non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If 2 black is spent, you Thoughtseize your opponent. You look at their hand, choose a non-land card from it, they discard. Or, if you pay it for 6 mana, you can just pay double blue and double black as you do so to do both things, to bounce a permanent back to your opponent's hand and make them discard, not make them discard, Thoughtseize them, so you get to choose the card they discard. So it is the power crept, much better version of Dinrova Horror that's released to standard. This deck is all about the synergy between bounce effects and discard. Discard, of course, is one of the most powerful tools that every black mage has at their disposal. The traditional downside being that when your opponent is top decking, your discard spells become blank draws. However, if you combined discard with effects that bounce permanents back to your opponent's hand, you turn on those discard spells again later in the game, as you can now make your opponent discard the cards that you just bounce back into their hand. So let's go over the discard and bounce tech in this deck. The discard tech we have includes our duresses, includes these intimidation tactics, which is just such a good card in standard right now, honestly. We got a couple of binding negotiations, which can make our opponent discard anything. These are like pilfers, basically. We have a one of bandits talent, which you don't want to go overboard with these cards in my experience. I think a one of is good because it does make our opponent discard eventually. It can eventually turn into like a rack or a something that can let us draw additional cards. We've got a couple of burglar rats, just ones that make our opponent discard when they enter the battlefield. And then we've got a Seeker's Folly, which is a mind rot. So you can make it have our opponent discard 2, or we can do -1/-1 to their creatures if they're playing a bunch of tokens or weenies or something. And then we've got a couple of hostile investigators, which are just expensive burglar rats, really, that create clues for us. Whenever our opponents discard, they have good aggressive, big bodies. And then we've got one of Acklazot's, just a big finisher bomb that makes our opponent discard whenever it attacks. And then, of course, we have bounce effects. The Deceits themselves, of course, are discard and bounce effects. We got a couple of bounce offs, which we can use to bounce our creatures, including our burglar rats or our Deceits. And then we've got these 2 creatures, which bounce non-land permanents as they enter the battlefield. Like Argeir, the Tidal Spinner, and Jill, Shiva's Dominant are basically just 3-mana 2/2s that bounce a non-land permanent. So it's always good to, in my opinion, build a battlefield as you interact in this way. So we will use all these effects to set up our discard effects in the late game. And then we just got a couple of other control-y pieces in interaction that and threats that really synergize well with our plan, like these ward discarded card creatures, for instance. Our Sunset Saboteurs, just my favorite black 2-drops. You've seen these in many of my brews in the past. And these Scavenger Regents, of course, are sweepers on a stick. The sweeper mode of this is excellent, but when our opponent has been Thoughtseize as many times as our opponents are going to be, the ward discard a card cost of removing either of these creatures is probably going to be more than they'll be able to pay. And now, of course, we're trying to play we really want to play our Deceits for 6 so that we can get both parts of it. Of course, we can play it, we can evoke it for cheaper if we want to, but we prefer to play it for 6. That's why we're doing a little bit of ramping, because that's a lot of mana. So we got a couple of mana rocks, this Terminus of Return, and this Iron Crag. And then we've just got a little of auxiliary removal for any creatures that slip through the cracks, like this Requiting Hex, one of in the main board, a one of Bitter Triumph in the main board, and a couple of Deadly Cover-Ups for additional sweepers to supplement our Scavenger Regents. So that's the plan. We're going to get Deceitful. We're going to make our opponent discard. We're going to bounce their stuff. We're going to make him discard some more. Total of 25 lands in the deck is needed to support the very high mana value, average mana value of our deck. We got a couple of Restless Reefs for Teck and 3 Demolition Fields, 1 Realm of Ko. A couple of Agna Kel-Uz can help us dig deeper for good cards. A couple of Undercity Sewers. I forgot to mention we've got the 3 of Stock Ups, just because we are a 25 land mid-range deck, so we need a little bit of tech to help us look for extra cards. Hostile Investigators can also generate clues for us, and potentially we could get extra cards off Bandit's Talent as well later in the game. The sideboard includes some counter spells. We got an annul against artifacts and enchantments. Disdainful Strokes, just a very good card against everything from Cavero to Ouroboros to sweepers. Anything that's big is great. This is great against negate, against those non-creature spells. We got duress. We can go up to 3 duresses against control. We have lots of other tech against control. We can go up to the full play set of intimidation tactics against creature heavy decks. We got a second requiting hex in the sideboard for decks that have lots of cheap creatures. A couple of soul guide lanterns, as well as a strategic betrayal. Supplement the one of strategic betrayal in our main board to constitute our graveyard hate. We've got another sunset saboteur, so we can go up to 3, and we can go up to a 3rd scavenger regent in matchups where that's going to be good. I'm thinking against Jeskai, that might be good, just to make their lightning helixes as costly as possible. Make them have to discard every time they want to remove one of our threats. One of Ancient Vendetta, also good against Jeskai, for instance, naming like Jeskai Revelation. Could potentially name other cards as well, like Doomsday Excruciator against those silly Excruciator decks. And one of Day of Black Sun is good against small weenie decks as an additional sweeper. So that is Deceitful Control. This is kind of deck that I've been building over and over again many times on my channel, but a piece like Deceit is just it's just perfect. I just can't not build around this when this comes up, and this card was just printed. So let's see if we can get some wins in platinum tier. Sorry, we're in diamond tier now. If you like off meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Wisco will be our first opponent with some Deceitful Control. We're going to be on the draw. Double tap land on the draw with no plays, till turn 3 on the draw. Oh, man. I mean, Deadly Cover-Up could be a good catch-up tool. Opponent mulligan once. I think we are also going to mulligan once. Into 6 lands plus intimidation tactics. Well, we can't keep that either. Alright, bummer. Seeker's Folly will bottom, and I guess one of these lands, maybe. Demolition Field. Glitterwing Nuisance. Alright, Intimidation. We'll take the Bitter Bloom Bearer. We'll play this on black. Untapped. Strategic Betrayal. Get rid of your fairy. Then let's surveil. Land number 5. We do want to draw it eventually. Sure. Make you discard the Curiosity. Opponent's got a Restless Reef and not much else. Let's stock up. Okay. We'll go for Scavenger Regent plus Demolition Field. Play Demolition Field. There's a bat. Alright. Bat gets us. We draw more land. Alright. Play our Reef. So, yep, it's a war of top decks here. Glad they don't have that Enduring Curiosity. Alright, let's get rid of this Restless Reef before I forget they have it. More land. Well, land is not going to win us the game. Binding negotiation. Also not going to win us the game. We'd like a deceit, please. Flood Pit's Droner. Yep. Land, go. Can I have some deceit, please, deck? Please? Or, oh, like, a way to kill this bat? Or bounce it, even? We could make them use their last card. Nah. We'll just take it. We might be able to make them discard that, and then our Restless Reef would be live. Bounce off. Yeah, let's bounce off this Deep Cavern Bat. And we'll just play this 4/4 ward, discard a card. Pass the turn. Bat is back. Ooh, Bandit's Talent. That's a good one. Discard your last card, please. And might as well just tick this all the way up. Start drawing extra cards. We'll just pass. Cecil. Burglar Rat, not doing much now. How do we want to do this? I think I'll attack with my Reef. We do want to keep their creature count low. I'm gonna attack like this. We'll make you mill. Yeah, they're just like stock Temur, it looks like. And we'll play a Sunset Saboteur. They just took that attack. Drawing Deceit would be good. Ward, discard a card, opponent. Yeah, we'll block the Cecil. There's the Deceit. Alright, let's Deceit, double kicked. We should have played the bat first. That was silly. The rat, rather. Bounce your bat, make you discard. Yes, that was utterly foolish. There was no reason not to play the burglar rat first. Very bad. But we're still gonna win this game. Okay, so just stock Temur mid-range. I think Scavenger Regent is good. It's really important to just kill all their stuff. Requiting Hex is good. Day of Black Sun could be good. Duress is good. Negate's good. Annul. Intimidation Tactics. Probably it. Cut a bounce off. I don't actually like Sunset Saboteur that much against them because they have lots of small creatures, which is where it's at its worst. I think I'll cut one deadly cover up since we brought in these better sweepers. And just cut a rat. Yeah, these bounce effects aren't the best against them. Actually, they're pretty good against Kaido, I guess. But bounce off isn't that good. They're also good against Enduring Curiosity. We'll just cut... Shave the Hostile Investigators. Cut Bandit's Talent? Let's try this. Alright, this hand looks pretty good. We can keep. Alright, let's duress. Annul Kaido Spell Stutter. Well, we'll take Kaido for sure. We do have Bat. Annul. I guess for our Bandit's Talent, but it's only like a one of. They take Strategic Betrayal. Leaves us with not much. We'll play this Saboteur. Looks like they're thinking about removing it, which I kind of would like for them to tap out. Yeah, they don't go for it. Let's draw another Duress. Thank you. Duress. Shoot the Sheriff, Spell Stutter. Alright, we'll take the Spell Stutter. Question is, do I want to attack with this Sunset Saboteur? I think so. This stock up will find an answer to the bat, I think. I think we do want to attack. Alright, well, we got a shock. Let's stock up. Okay, Jill would be good. Binding Negotiation. Well, we definitely want Aclazotz. What else would we really like? We could... Jill? Or just another stock up? Or Duress would force their hand on the... Shoot the Sheriff right now. Yeah, I'll take Shoot the Sheriff. And we are going to attack again because we do have this Aclazotz. The Iron Crag. Let's play Aquazats. We will not attack this turn. Spare. So they can Tidebinder our thing, our trigger. Just Iron Crag. Which they annul. Okay. Sure, they found a target. I think I'm just passing. Glen Alendra Guardian. Okay. We draw land. Undersea sewer. How about some deceit? Intimidation tactics, that's a good one, actually. Get that Tidebinder out of there. They can counter it with their Glen Alenda. We'll get to draw a card. Flood Pitch Drowner. Yep, that's a good one. Alright, well, this dude, they can still do their thing. Yeah, let's take this, I guess. You want to counter it and give us a card? Stutter. Yeah, I think that means we're dead, right? We're at 4. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Well, we never found an answer to the bat, and we got destroyed. Yeah, just kill their stuff. Yeah, the Saboteur looked pretty terrible there. Anything else? Let's just bring in Deadly Cover-Up, I guess. Maybe we go all the way on the intimidation tactics. Cut a null, maybe? A null's really good against Enduring Curiosity. That's all that it's good against, though. Yeah, I think we'll cut a null. Just try to draw better. Okay, turn 1 intimidation tactics is great. We're keeping that. Glen Alendra, Flood Pits, or Enduring Curiosity. I think we take the Glen Alendra. That thing is really, really strong. Alright, we top deck another Intimidation Tactics. That's very good for us. We'll take Enduring Curiosity. We have a Spell Stutter and a Flood Pitch Drowner. Well, we'll just play a rat. You want to counter it? Or you can discard. They counter. Okay. It's the bat again. Takes our stock up. Okay. Let's binding negotiation. Take Kaido. Just kill the bat. Opponent's good at finding bats at opportune moments. Hey, requiting hex. Fight over this stock up some more. Give me a break. Opponent's better at finding bats than we are at finding removal in our Temur control deck. Duress. Okay. Flip its drowner. Yep. Demolition field. Pass. Alright, they attack with their drowner. Sure. Alright. Let's get rid of their Restless Reef. Tidebinder. Gonna counter the demolition field. Okay. Deceit. Deceit doesn't do much good here. It really doesn't. We can bounce their bat, get back our stock up, which we can't cast because we don't have enough mana. We wouldn't be able to counter the bat on the way back down. Bouncing these creatures doesn't do anything because they have flash. We could have thought seized their last card, I guess. Really would be better if we had 6 mana when we played this. Yeah, we just die because we don't find anything. Can we cancel this? We're actually literally dead on board. Yeah, we're just dead on board because both these creatures have flash. I could bounce one, they just play it right back. I bounce the bat, they still have a lethal attack here. I get my stock up back, but that taps me out completely, so... I guess I needed to hold up Restless Reef, but they have a removal spell in their hand. Like, there's no way they don't. They attacked last turn with the Deflected Drowner, so... Yeah, too bad. Bad series of draws for us. Game 1 looked really good, but not enough. Andres Lucero Kruker, the Ambitious, will be our next opponent with some Deceitful Control. Let's see if we can get some Deceit going on this time. We have a Deceit as well as a Pilfer we'll keep. Sleight of Hand. Yeah, we're probably good on lands, deck, thanks. Corroding Dragonstorm, okay. Cool card. Old Timeless Artificer. Day of Judgment, the tree mascot? What? I guess we'll just take one of these unholy annexes. Artifact creatures and heroes could get +1 for each artificer you control and each artificer card in your graveyard. A deck can have any number of cards named Sid. Day of Judgment, 3 tree mascots. Okay, so this is just like demons. They're just using changelings to be demons. Okay. So we're gonna take some pain off of this. They're stacking the drains, it looks like. Vidok Core can be a demon or a dragon. Stock up. What's good here? Not a whole lot. Nothing that can bounce the Unholy Annex. Like, this Duress doesn't even really do much. I guess it's... I don't know. Sunset Saboteur plus... I don't know. I guess I'll take this Duress because I can cast it, like, right now. See what their unknown card is. It will be good at some point. Yeah, I guess like the bounce off would let me bounce the demon token, so that might be a reason to have chosen that. Alright, let's just cheesing with changelings. And we draw nothing. Let's play this Saboteur. Play a land. Pass. Mutable Explorer, make some Mutavaults. Okay, well, we get to deal with the Unholy Annex. We'll see if it's too late. Yeah, opponent's enchantment-based brew, which is very bad for us. We don't want to attack, I don't think. Yeah, we can attack. No. We need to, like, play defense. There's another Sid. Who buffs up all of their stuff. Because they're all artificers. I see. Yeah, one's got a cool deck. It looks like we're dead. Okay. Annul, Duress, Intimidation Tactics. A lot of good sideboard tech here. Like, we just gotta kill their creatures. Into the Flood Maw, also gonna be good. Probably good. 10 cuts. Just shave 10 non-sideboard cards, I guess. Cut the Saboteurs. 4. 5. Yeah, let's ditch the bounce-offs. Cut 1 mana rock. Alright, let's just completely go down on the Bugler Rats. Burglar Rats. Bandit's Talent. I don't know, we gotta cut one last cut. Maybe it's the scavenger regions. They might not be big enough to kill those giant changelings if they get going. Let's try this. Okay, we're on the play this time. We don't have access to black mana with this draw, though. We'll find it, though. I'm gonna keep, because Duress is really good. Even if they get down an Annex, I can bounce it and then Duress it. Okay. There's black mana. Inevitable defeat. Alright, we'll take the Annex, of course. Although the Rolling Dragonstorm lets them draw cards repeatedly, so... maybe it would have been better to take that. Negate. Could be good. Readable Explorer. Gets back to Dragonstorm. Okay, I'm just gonna play this and pass. We'll negate the Roiling Dragonstorm when it comes back. Another Unholy Annex. Strategic Betrayal, that's pretty good. We can make the demon here if they want. They don't need to, like all their creatures are changelings, they're demons. Okay, they do make the demon. Okay, well... they're almost at Ugin mana, which is very scary. Their Annex is online, which also is very bad. I guess we could just deadly cover up here. Yeah, let's just do that. Actually, there's nothing in their graveyard to cancel, to exile, so... just kill the demon. And top deck an untapped land, please? Just gonna attack with a Mutavault. We don't draw anything relevant. Oh, play a dragon, I guess. We can just inevitable defeat it. The ward doesn't matter. Alright, GG's. Opponent's got it. Cool deck. If it weren't playing dirty Unholy Annexes, I would really like it. But, yeah. Pretty good. Superman Lantigua will be our next opponent. We'll be on the play with some Deceitful Control. Let's see if we can get a win. Yeah, this hand looks good. We'll keep. Excuse me. We'll lead on a tap land. Alright, use some ramping. Elegant Parlor. Resolute Reinforcements. Main phase. Okay. I can stock up here, or I can play Hostile Investigator. Let's go for a Hostile Investigator. Discard, I get a clue. Discard a Get Lost. Sanguine Evangelist. Okay. Makes a bat. Okay. So we have access to 5 mana this turn. If I want to play this, if I want to play Deceit next turn, I have to play the Restless Reef this turn. Let's start by stocking up. Okay, another Deceit plus a Watery Grave is great. Let's Bandit's Talent. Make you discard, get a clue. Okay, discard another Sanguine Evangel, we get another clue. We'll stay back to play defense. So they can attack and do 6 damage. Immerstrom Predator, ooh. That'll be a good thing to Deceit away. Yeah, we'll block the Evangel. 6. They get another bat. Bounce off. Okay. Let's Deceit. Double kicked. Bounce your Predator, make you discard. Yeah, you can discard that Predator. Get a clue. Gonna stay on defense. Alright, so you get lost the Deceit. Here come the bats. Alright, play a tap land. Play Deceit. Double kicked. We'll bounce a bat, I guess, and make you discard. Yeah, let's attack with our Hostile Investigator. Start inflicting damage. Opponent's not afraid of playing lands in the face of this Bandit's Talent. Okay. Level up Bandit's Talent. Level up Bandit's Talent. We can attack. We do have the bounce off to kill a token. Alright, opponent blocks. We'll play this on blue, tapped. Pass the turn. And you get the rack mode going on. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Opponent just continues to make land drops in the face of a fully active Bandit's Talent. Alright, let's draw a card here. Draw land plus intimidation tactics. Alright. Let's attack with our dudes. Opponent blocks the seas. Okay. Undercity sewers. Do some surveillance. Bounce off. Bounce off is pretty good, actually. Yeah, actually, we can bounce off the Sanguine Evangel. Make you discard it. Do some exploring. Bounce off. We'll leave a bounce off on top. Pass the turn. Elspeth. Ooh, that's a good one.
There's a bright future ahead.
Just gonna make tokens? Oh, I don't think that's a good choice, opponent. You know what's on top of my library, right? Alright, let's draw a card. Draw bounce off. Let's bounce off our Deceit. Let's replay our Deceit. Double kicked. Bounce Elspeth. Make you a discard. Get a clue. Attack for 5. Play a land. Pass. Rakia. Charming Scoundrel. Gonna wicked roll something. The bat. That is wicked. Alright, let's draw. We've won this game. Draw. Oh, Seeker's Folly. That just wins right there. Yep. Your creatures get -1/-1. Attack for lethal. Okay, Mardu midrange. Featuring tokens, probably with mobilized creatures. So, bring in more sweepers. Intimidation tactics. Requiting hex. That's probably all. 5 cuts. I really don't like Sunset Saboteur against deck with many creatures. Strategic Betrayal is also pretty bad against that strategy. We cut 1 bounce off. Actually, I'm a little worried they might be like a War Leader's Talent deck. So maybe I want a Flood Maw. I guess we'll just shave a little bit. Cut a rat. Maybe cut Hostile Investigator. Let's try this. Zero lands. Can't keep that. Cannot keep it. Okay, this is better. We'll bottom a land. We can draw more lands, right, deck? No, actually, we'll bottom, I think, Bandit's Talent. Bounce off. Charming Scoundrel. Gonna be a 2-2 haste. No, just gonna make a treasure. Okay. Yeah, let's play this Burglar Rat. This means that we can't stock up next turn unless we draw an untapped land, but so be it. More Charming Scoundrels. Just gonna make more treasures. No attack. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna shock and stock up. Okay, I think I like Deceit plus intimidation tactics. Pull back our rat. We have two really good. We have two cards that are good against them, since they insist on playing these one toughness creatures. There's Elspeth. Okay.
The multiverse will be free from this scourge. Our ranks grow.
Yeah, block with the rat. More intimidation. Okay, let's intimidation. Take your reinforcements. Pass. More tokens. Oh, they have a restless vent. Okay. I think we'll just bounce this restless vent. Oh, I think I was not supposed to do that, because my plan was to deceit the Elspeth and then mind rot them, but I think they've already made their land drop. Yeah, that was a mistake. Uh-oh. Well, I didn't have the mana to do it this turn anyway, so didn't matter ultimately. Terminus. We don't need a Terminus at this point, I don't think. No, we don't need a Terminus. So, is her 0 lethal on this next turn? Okay, I guess I need to sweep their board so that Elspeth will just make more tokens next turn. If we draw an untapped land, we can just deceit Elspeth, and that's the ideal. That's the ideal thing. Yeah, there's that reinforcement.
Join the fight.
Actually, I think it's better to just use this as a sweeper and not play Deceit. Oh, never mind. We're good. need to bounce Elspeth. Thought sees you. I have a get lost for the Deceit. Get on to 6, and they do have the creature land. Oh, Aclazotz, that's a good one. We don't have the mana to cast it and sweep, though, but I think we gotta play Aclazotz. This should keep us alive, right? Explore. Surveil. Jill. No, we don't need Jill, I don't think. This thing has menace, so if they just attack all out, 4, 5, 6, 7, but we get 4 back. Okay, they're just attacking with their land. Okay, we get to make a bat because they discarded a land. Okay, they have the get lost. Let's attack with this bat. Kill all your tokens. Get back Aclazotz. Explore. Yeah, we'll keep a Scavenger Regent. Well, you might as well play it because you're going to discard an opponent. Kaya.
I'll phase through anything.
This is the Planeswalker I've never understood what it does because it just has way too many words on it. Static ability. Whenever one or more creatures you control and/or creature cards in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose a creature card from among them until the end of turn. Target token you control becomes a copy of it, except as flying. For +2, surveil 2, then exile a card from a graveyard. Or they can +1 to create. Okay. But they don't have a token to copy this onto, because all their tokens are dead. But if they get a token in the future... This is like the most confusing Magic card ever printed, I swear. Okay. Let's explore onto Aclazotz. Stock up? Yeah, stock up's great. We'll attack... Kill Kaya, attack you. Draw our stock up. Gain 7 life. I think we'll just stock up. We can save the Scavenger Regent as another sweeper if we need it. Oh, we get Scavenger Regent plus, I don't know, into the Floodmaw in case they resolve another Elspeth or something. I think we are in can't lose territory. If opponent had creatures that were above 1 power, oh, Flying Vengeance Haste. When a player attacks with 3 or more creatures, you draw a card. Okay, interesting. Sure, we take 4. However, we can just bounce it. I guess we could have bounced it to not take damage. We have Deceit. It's like, doesn't matter anymore. Just do it that way. This way we get a bat. Gain 7 life. And, yeah, I guess we'll just play the Scavenger Regent to have a lethal attack for next turn. Yeah, Get Lost is not the card you want against Aclazotz. Okay. Demolition Field. Attack. You discard. Lightning Helix on our token, for sure. So they don't die this turn. We draw. Thinks they can pull this out, I guess. 21-2. We've got a few cards in hand. I think I like our situation here. Good game, opponent says. Alright, we destroy the 1-1 token deck, specifically 1-1 tokens. Immortal, the Crafty, is our next opponent with some deceitful control. We're on the play. And our hand looks good, we'll keep. What are these sleeves? Like some kind of Edge of Eternity stuff. It's cool, really cool looking. Leyline of the Guild Pact, okay. So they're looking to make big mana, I think it looks like, right? They have like, there's a mana dork that tapped for. Well, we'll see what's going on. Their mana is pretty well fixed. We're just gonna play our mana rock this turn. Okay, well we can play a hostile investigator. Make you discard, get a clue. We discard Frostcliff Siege. Bloom Tender, yeah, that thing. Taps for all 5 colors. But it's gonna die. Stationed. Alright, well, Strategic Betrayal. Burglar Rat. Make you discard. Get a clue. Attack. Overlord. Okay. I think we could just bounce the Leyline of the Guild Pact. That might cause them some mana trouble. Yeah, it seems good. Bounce the Leyline. Attack. Pass. There's a Frostcliff Siege. On Temur, creatures you control get plus, yeah, trample and haste. That's how it usually goes. Alright, let's pack a clue, draw a card. An untapped land, which means I can. Yeah, I think I'll just do the Frostcliff Siege. Scoops. That's the way our deck's supposed to work. Okay, so what are they doing once they get their mana underneath them is the question. It's clearly very creature-centric. Well, I think we want to null because they are running Frostcliff Siege, Leyline, and Overlords. Deceitful Stroke also seems like it could be good. Negate. Yeah, a little bit of a light touch here, I think. Cut a bounce off. Burglar Rat's just kind of like the least impactful card in our deck. Actually, I think I want this into the Flood Maw. But we'll do without the bounce offs. I'll cut Hostile Investigator. Let's try this. This hand is a bit mopey. It doesn't really do much for the first couple of turns. Opponents doesn't either. Argear is actually good against them because I think bouncing the ley line could be very disruptive. I don't know. I feel like we could find something a bit more proactive, though. This is very close, but I think it's a mulligan. Yeah, I think I like this hand better. It's got more powerful cards. Deceit, Scavenger Regent. Opponent also mulled. We'll keep 6 and bottom. I don't know. I like all these cards. Maybe we'll bottom this Scavenger Regent. Okay, we'll just lead on Swamp. No play turn 1 or 2, huh? Okay. Well, continue making land drops. Is there any chance I want to play this just as a Thoughtseize? Maybe. I could definitely see them playing some counter spells. I think I'll just go for a stock up. Okay, they counter. Well, they won't be able to counter one of our triggers now. Bloom Tender. Stationing. Do we want to just bounce this Bloom Tender? Yeah, I think so. They might, like, drop a ley line and then tap it for 5 mana and do something crazy. Alright, just play the Hostile Investigator. You discard, I get a clue. They discarded the Bloom Tender. Let's go for intimidation tactics. What's going on over here? Oh. Temur battle card. Aurora Awakener. When this creature enters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X permanents. X number of colors among permanents you control. Put any number of those permanents onto the battlefield. Yeah, we'll just do that. Attack. We could even Deceit and take their Battle Crier, but we don't need to. We can just kill it. There's Bloom Tender. They actually don't have red mana. For each so this only taps for green right now. Sure, let's just crack our clue. Alright, next turn start deceiving. Now I think we'll just bounce your mana dork, build our board, attack. Contenders back. Alright, Deceit number 1. Double kick it. Sure. Bounce your thing, make you discard. The Battle Crier's scary. You get a clue. Yep, that's game over. GG's. Alright, Elkton, the Brilliant, will be our final opponent. See if we can get a winning record with some deceitful control. Be on the play. Yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We can keep it for sure. So we'll play this on black. Dragon Sniper. What is going on over there? Primeval Bounty? Triple Primeval Bounty in their hand, okay? Sure. We'll play a Sunset Saboteur. Escape Tunnel, okay. There's some kind of landfall deck. Here comes the sniper. No, I'm gonna take it. I just bounce off this sniper. Because I'm gonna end up spending the bounce off on it anyway. Attack for 4. Play this on black. I could have played a Scavenger Regent there. That probably would have been better instead of just passing. Definitely should have played a Scavenger Regent. Oh, it's a Sapling Nursery deck. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is truly terrifying. So yeah, let's play a dragon. They should already be at 8. We should be presenting lethal already. Ice Till. Yep. I'm the true folk. This card is insane. More elves. Okay. People have reach too. Yeah. Yep. I don't think we can beat this. Now, next turn, if we draw another land, we can X equals 4 an Exude Toxin. I guess that's what we're hoping for. They have 6 land on the battlefield. They have their Ice Till so they can replay these Fabled Passages. Is there any way we can get out of this? Because the thing is, even if we kill all their stuff, like, they still just have this Sapling Nursery. We could bounce it and make them discard it. I guess that's what we need to do this turn. And then we just need to pray we survive. We'll take the Sapling Nursery. Yeah, this is like modern wizard design philosophy. Like, this card is I think it's very strong. But why is it so good? They're like, oh, if you make it cost 8, then like it's totally balanced because no one will ever play it. Like affinity for forest, people are just gonna play forests. Why do they have to be 3/4? Why does the enchantment come? Why are they 3/4 each? Why does the enchantment come with a way to make them indestructible? Well, you gotta do this. Okay. X equals 4. Blow up your board. They're 24 life, though, which is a problem, and they still have the Primeval Bounty, and another in hand. There's life out the wazoo. Second green shell. Yeah, this is going to destroy us. I don't know. Deadly cover up, deceit. We need a few things here. More green shells. Deadly cover up, I guess, is the draw that we're looking for now. And we didn't find it? Okay. So, annul, disdainful stroke, duress, negate, into the flood maw, ancient vendetta, possibly? Day of Black Sun. We don't need requiting hex. I think maybe I just want to bring in more creatures, get a little aggro. 8 cuts. Well, intimidation tactics isn't great. We'll keep 1. Just kind of shave our other stuff. Do we want Soul Guide Lanterns? This is another question. We could do Strategic Betrayal. I could see that. So that they can't continue playing lands off their from their graveyard with a Ice-Till Explorer. So yeah, we'll just do the old shave of non-sideboard cards. Bounce off isn't going to do anything. Cut a Hostile Investigator. Actually, I like the Hostile Investigators. We'll cut the rats completely. Yeah, I guess we're not going to bring in this Day of Black Sun. We're just going to try to make sure they don't ever get the tokens. Cut Bandit's Talents. Cut Argear, run 61. Actually, Argear's good. Argear's might be needed in this matchup. Okay, yeah, we got a Duress and a Negate. That's good. We keep. Deceit. I don't think we need to Duress turn 1. Keep land number 4. Alright, let's Duress. Earthbender Ascension. They have the nursery. Okay. I think we take Earthbender Ascension, because that card's broken. Hostile. Traveling Chocobo. Okay. We could bounce it. That costs... it's gonna cost a total of... Let's say they put a land onto the battlefield. It will cost 4, so they actually can play it this next turn. Jeez. See, like, affinity for forest. They're not even ramping, and they'll be able to play this on turn 4. So, what does that mean? That means we can't hostile investigator this turn. Do we want to deceit, I guess? Nah. We're cool. Well, we'll counter that for sure. Okay, Ancient Vendetta. We could name Primeval Bounty, because they do have one in hand. Or we could just name Sapling Nursery. I think we named Sapling Nursery. Okay. They just have Primeval Bounty and some lands in hand. Here comes the bird. Alright. Land number 5 is good. Actually, do I want to just sweep them? I think I want to play Hostile Investigator here. Yeah. I'll play a Hostile Investigator. Get a clue. There's Primeval Bounty. Yep. Can I draw an untapped land, please? No, a tap land. Alright. We'll make our land drop. I think we'll pass. Yep. Primeval Bounty. Ton of life. Dragon Sniper, gonna make a 3/3? Sure. Llanowar Elves, making more 3/3s? Uh-huh. Draw card. Okay. Deceitful Stroke. So, what do we do here? We Deadly Cover Up? We don't know what their last card is. So, I think I like... because this will just gain them life. We don't care about that. They don't have the nursery anymore. I think we want to go for cover up here. They wisely block. Yeah, let's cover up. Ton of life, but that doesn't matter. Alright. Deceit time. Bounce Primeval Bounty. Thoughtseize you. Get rid of that. No more sapling nurseries in their library. Archdruid's Charm. Gonna find a green shell. Okay. Another sniper. Okay. Let's do another deceit. Bounce your green shell, make you discard. pass. Okay. X equals 1. We have to do this, unfortunately, because we have a Death Toucher. I guess we'll play the Terminus. We don't have enough mana to activate our Reef now. Attack for 8. Ice Till, I think not. Even though that really doesn't do much on its own. I mean, it lets them get a bunch of lands back and stuff, so it's a good enabler. Alright, opponent's done. Yeah, I think we just do that again. Okay, yeah, intimidation tactics, duress, sweepers, this is good. Llanowar, okay. So, I guess I will intimidation tactics. Sniper or another elf. I'll take the elf. Alright, let's play the Terminus and Duress. I think the Archdruid's Charm. Chocobo. Bitter Triumph. I could have actually just exuded Toxin for 2 this turn. That's a mistake. That's a big mistake. Guess I'm just passing? I could Jill the Chocobo. So they don't have anything... They can't play anything good off the top their next turn. I kind of want to save my chill for after the sweeper, though, so I'm just going to pass. We'll deadly cover up. Opponent's just beating down with their elf, so... Yeah, we'll just cover up. Opponent has on only 2 lands. Alright, well, we'll play a 4/4 flying ward, discard a card. Opponent's somehow mana screwed. I mean, I'm sure they have a lot of lands in their deck. They did have, like, double Llanowar elves, so they kept a land light hand due to their elves, which didn't work out for them. We now have Deceit online as well, so I like where we're at. Yeah, we can just start attacking with our Reef as well. We can mill you, sure. May not be the best thing to mill them, actually, but it's fine. Stock up. Yeah, we'll keep a stock up. There's the Ice Till. Alright. Let's bounce the Ice Till and Thoughtseize. They do have a Sapling Nursery. And green shell. We have answers for it, though. Yep, GG's. Alright, we beat Mono Green Landfall, which is a strong deck. Those nurseries and those ice tills are for real, but no match for the Deceit. All right, our final results with Deceitful Control was a 3-2. We started off pretty rough, but then by about the middle of the stream, our deck really started firing on all cylinders. And when it does, it's just so much fun to play. I mean, it's not fun for our opponent. It's an extremely rude deck, but I just like the way that it like gobbles up everything that your opponent's trying to do. I think it's actually very strong. So what would I do to change it? I think this build's pretty good. I would really try to get stock up number 4 in there, and I think, I don't know, just a couple more cheap spells, you know, like in the 75, like just more creature removal probably, because we can get overwhelmed by creatures early in the game. Also, like, we may not have enough creatures. Like Temur, for instance, plays a lot of creatures. Yeah, in particular, the Temur deck, I think, is something that we would want more removal against. Against aggro decks, too, that's good. So I would find a way to maybe cut a Hostile Investigator. Cut a Hostile Investigator for, like, another removal spell of some kind, like a Requiting Hex or like a Shoot the Sheriff, you know? It's another thing that can kill creatures. And I tried to find stock up number 4 because this deck does need, like, you know, it's a 25 land mid-range deck. It needs the help to, like, find the cards that it needs in the correct order. Yeah. Other than that, though, I think it's solid. Maybe it could use another piece of graveyard hate in the 75 as well. I just don't feel like 4 is enough. If you go against, like, the real value-y Esper, Moonshadow, you know, Oculus, Cavero type of decks, just 4 just doesn't seem like enough graveyard hate to me lately. So maybe I would try to find room for an additional graveyard piece in the side. Other than that, though, I think the deck's good. We ran a little bad at the beginning, but when it does its thing, it's very effective, and I think it can beat anything in the format. So you'll probably see me play this again. Actually, tonight's games makes me want to revisit Pioneer so that I could play Ashiok Nightmare Muse, which goes right into this deck as well. Or perhaps even Modern, where I could play actual Dinrova Horror. But I think Deceit is an incredible creature. You know, I think maybe I'm a little reluctant to use it for its evoke cost, because I do like playing it for 6 so much, and it's so powerful when you play it for 6. I guess there's an argument for adding land number 26 also, if, like, you're like me and you never want to board out Deceits and you never want to evoke it. You might want to add the 26th land, but it works okay with 25 plus the mana rocks. You just need to not board these out in sideboarding unless you're also boarding out Deceits, I think. So yeah, let's add stock up number 4. Let's cut probably a Hostile Investigator for a removal spell lower down the curve, possibly a main board Day of Black Sun, or possibly just a spot removal spell like Shoot the Sheriff or something. Other than that, I think the build's solid. What it does, I think it's extremely powerful, and it's cool. I love it. It's my pet deck for sure. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Deceitful Control in Standard. If you do and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope you all have a great evening and a good beginning to your week, and I'll catch you later.